Yes, yes. Hello, boys. Today we are going to be reviewing the fixture against Samford earlier today, which ended in a 3-all draw. Overall, I think we learned everything we need to know about Samford. They have a striker who will maximize his opportunities. Their game plan basically revolves around moving the ball laterally and then finding him with a square ball. If they cannot do a direct attack through the midfield. I thought our midfielders did a very good job of shutting down them trying to come through the middle of the pitch, which forced them laterally, and then they ended up having to cross to find him. That did break down a little bit in the second half. He got some chances. But we'll talk more about that in the recordings. Our scorers were Riley with a great goal on the back of building possession in the attacking third. He then scored again in the 47th minute. Francis bombed it up, and we managed to make the most of the crumbs. And then Mael scored late in the game when he was moved into 10, managed to find a spot. In terms of possession, we dominated possession, interestingly enough, 58% to 42%, which is significant, particularly if you look at the passes. They put together 221 passes to our 183, yet we had more possession. I think that comes down to them moving the ball laterally across their back four quite a lot. That was very much their game, moving it laterally. If they couldn't come through the middle, then they'd go slightly wider and then try to square the ball to their striker. Um, we dominated the shots. I actually thought we generated more than enough shots to win that game. They generated four shots and made the most of three of them. So the key threat from Sanford is not necessarily their style of play, but he's going to be managing their striker because he's not going to need many opportunities to score. So that's something we can move forward. And to be honest, if we look at the way the game unfolded, I thought losing Isaac at the start of the first half was very, very problematic because it meant we didn't have Max in the middle of the pitch, and that hurt us. Honestly, if we don't lose Isaac at the start of that first start of the half, I think we go on to win the game. Anyway, moving on, we had a total of 13 attempts. I don't understand why there's a difference in the VO between shots and attempts. I would have thought they're the same sort of thing. But my guess is that 16 is attempts. It just means that three of them were blocked. Similarly, they had 4-7, so we heavily dominated the opportunities. Corners, we outperformed them 5-4 on corners. In terms of free kicks, we got three free kicks, 13 free kicks to 10. They had more throw-ins. I think that's because with their long ball approach, we end up putting the ball over the line to reconsolidate our shape. And they committed more fouls, which is not surprising because as it got tired, some of their bigger bodies started to struggle a tiny bit. If we move to the review slide or the review tile, no, that's the same tile. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I'll put this one up. I need to see my grubby desktop. Anyway, um, so the key points from the game, I felt we competed well physically. It was essential that we compete physically. They're a strong side physically, and they pass quite well. I believe we are a better side, and we will develop throughout the season. And when we play them next, we will have a plan. I think what we need to work on more is controlling the game. And if we can manage possession, control the ball, then we control the game. That is our key challenge. In keeping with that, if we move to our in possession points, passing to play through, we are getting better and better at that every time. But what the lesson from today was to me was possession and building our attack. Two of the goals that we conceded were in transition moments, which was where they received the ball, we turned over the ball and then they attacked. And that a lot of it's from us just not respecting possession enough. We're taking, a risky pass that really wasn't on, which cost us possession, and they quickly counter. And when you have a striker like the striker they have up front, you've got the capacity to really sink the dagger because he's fast and has a very good shot. Um, so the focus for today's video is going to be passing, play through. Yep, we're developing that. But the possession, building our attack, and then of critical importance, transition. It's a highly dangerous period because people are out of position. We've got defenders who are attacking and then they have to track back. Now, I also highlighted marking because there are several examples where the marking was really just not up to scratch. However, I'm not going to call out the marking in the team video because honestly, you all know how to mark. But what I will do is take little snippets where people haven't been doing their work and just send that to them as a private. video because, praise in public, criticize in private. It's a very good strategy. If we look at the possession maps, okay, so we'll zoom that in. So this is the heat maps, shows what the possession was doing in the first half. Okay, so first half on the left-hand side, it's very much generated through the middle of the pitch. We were playing out from the left-hand side, and you can see we did a lot of playing out through this part of the heat map. A lot of playing out, but there was a lot of possession on halfway because it's very much how they were trying to get around us. If we then go to the second half, we see that the character of the game changed somewhat, where it became a lot more of us playing the ball out through the back. And these are where they found long ball opportunities. Once again, second half, I didn't think we were particularly stable, not stable enough. Okay. And that created the opportunity for their transition attacks. I'll now use some video footage. This video footage is going to highlight how that happened. And this is something that we really need to build in our game. Okay. So we're going to start. This is 13:57. So it's in the first half. We have a throw in. We'd been anchored down in our half for a little while at this point in time, but we'll now play it live. Okay, so the throw goes up. Male gets wrestled off the ball. Now transition. So straight away, they've got the ball. It was a contested possession. Now Nathan's got it. Nathan goes a direct ball to Will, finds him. Now in this situation, um, we have got the opportunity to play Mayal through, but they have four defenders and they've got pressure on the ball. What I would highlight in this position is it is an opportunity for Will to make himself an attacker if he accesses Riley, who's here, and then we've also got Francis coming through here. So that could be a good ball because he has a wall of players in front of him and he's also got pressure on the ball, which is going to make it difficult to generate a pass through. They're highly organised. His attacking option is Mal. That's the only attacking option he's really got. So if we watch as it evolves, tries to play it through, we turn it over. The option there, a better option would have been to play Riley, and then Riley could have carried on the attack. And if we look at where Riley is now, if he's in a position where he's got the ball, okay, we've got Nathan coming through, we've got Max coming through, we've got Male who can track back. So basically, what that creates the opportunities, it creates opportunities for passes here for Nathan to come onto, okay, creates opportunity for a pass to Max, creates an opportunity for pass into space. Probably going to find it difficult to access Will. But the point of the story is if we respect the possession, things are going to work out a whole lot better in this position. Now, moving on further. Now, this is moving back in the game a little bit. This is an example because what I'm trying to do is highlight where we possibly haven't done it. In fact, look, what I'll do, I'll play it through from here. We turn it over. Now, this creates a transitional moment because we've committed four players to running up. If you can see, our back four are not yet set. So this creates an opportunity where they can put one on us and counter us. And it's very much their game. We'll now go to 9-10. Okay, now Will has made the break. Riley has found him with a pass. Okay, he has put him through. Will is into space. He's going to receive the ball and have the opportunity to dribble. However, the problem he does have is he has three players and they're big and fast, Samford. Okay, he's got three players tracking back. He's got a lot of options. So he drives. He accepts the opportunity while it's there, and then he tracks back, which is a really good option. So he's respected possession. This is exactly what we want to be doing in this situation, because what it also does is we've got Danny here. Now, Will's going to have all sorts of trouble accessing, trying to find Nathan here, okay, because the defenders are there, and the defenders, they've screened him out. The goalkeeper's in position and set. They have defenders tracking back. But what he can do is he can execute a pass back to manage possession. We've got Riley back here. He's perhaps got Danny here. He's probably going to be trying very hard. It's probably going to be difficult for him to find Nathan with his left foot, but let's see how it rolls. Rolls possession back to Riley. Riley puts it through and finds Nathan. Really good, boys. Really good. And this is a really promising attacking position because Nathan's received the ball. He's got Danny right outside him. He's got Male coming through to the far post. And there's only one defender who's in the way. This is a good example of where you can see all of their defenders, they've all been drawn to the ball. So they were all drawn to the ball where Will was. So playing it back, controlling the possession, it gives us the opportunity to attack because this is a really promising attacking opportunity. All we need is a pass here. Whoop. All we need is a pass here to, I think that's, is it Nathan or Danny, or a pass out here to Mail, and then we're through and we're on. So let's see how it unfolds. Finds Nathan, probably, look, not his best shot, but still almost created a goal. So that's a good example of what we can create when we build up. Okay. And you can, this stage of the game, their coach was pretty worried. I was watching his body language. He was very, very. I remember they came into this game, they spanked everyone they'd played. And I think they thought they were going to keep doing it. I thought they felt they had their talisman goalkeeper. Now, this is another good example of building up. So Will's got the ball, body fakes really well, dribbles in. Now, okay, at this point in time, he's having a look up and he's seeing what his options are. Okay. He's on the ball. I think we've got Benji coming through, but there's really not a lot of great attacking options available. He's got a man coming in behind him, and he's got defenders all tracking back. Okay. So there's not a hell of a lot going on. So what does he do? Manages possession, and he goes, you know what? Let's put it over here. And then Griggsy says, you know what? Let's put it over here. Now, got a little bit lucky there, okay, because Matt Riley's created the position. But if you have a look, okay, where are their defenders? Their defenders are here, they're here, they're here. So they've got plenty of defenders back. But because we have the ball and we're managing possession and we're moving it in their attacking third, it's making the defenders make decisions. Okay, they don't want to overcommit to the ball. They don't want to leave a gap in behind. But what it does create is the opportunity for Mail to pop it across, and this creates a loose ball, okay? Because they've all been pushed back, pushed back. Riley sweeps on it, and fantastic, really, really good. And it's an example of what build up can do. Because if Will had just pinned the ears back, drove straight in, and rushed across or taken a shot, we don't get that opportunity. And if you watch through the second half, I'm not going to go through it with you all because it'll make this video ridiculously long. But in the second half, there are occasions when we were way too direct. Be patient, build up. So the defenders are only going to get more and more tired. We're now going to go through to 36-47. You don't need to know that it's 36-47. You can probably see that on the screen. It just helps me to focus myself. Now this is their what is it? I think it's their first goal. Okay, so we've lost the ball in the middle of the pitch, and then we get caught in transition. We're relatively set, but nonetheless we're spread. We haven't got everyone where we want them to be. This guy runs up. Isaac's perhaps lost the striker a tiny bit. Zach's come up, so that's probably not ideal, but it's they've got the ball, and this is very much their game, okay? And we know how they play now, so we won't be caught out about it. They just look for this boy. That essentially is their attack. Their entire attack is watching out for this boy. And honestly, why wouldn't you? Because he's a very decent player at this level. Obviously, things didn't work out for him at City or wherever he was before, and he decided to take an easy option and go to Division Three, and that's fine. At this point at under 16s, a lot of players decide that they'll go to where they're going to have more likely have more opportunities due to the team being in a lower division, and that's perfectly fine. So, but we've got caught out in transition. Now, the reason Isaac's got caught out is because we turned over the ball. Okay, we've gone from being in possession where we'd spread out and look to maintain possession to all of a sudden it's quickly turned over, and then he's got to find his striker. So getting caught in transition is a real problem. He does a lot of now. Actually, there's something here I wanted to highlight. This is for our attackers. Something he does really well. Isaac's there and he's on him. So it's going to make it very difficult for this guy to create the space. But if you watch, he puts his shoulder in to create space. Okay. So he puts his shoulder into Isaac to create space and then shoots. Bang, right there, bumps him off. Now, the reason that's relevant is because for all of us, especially our back four, you're going to have to make sure that you're ready for that because if he shoves, you've got to be able to shove back because he'll probably knock himself over. Won't be a foul because it's a fair bump from the side. Okay, so now we're going to go forward to 72, and this is another example of why transition is dangerous. And if you maintain possession of the ball and control the ball, you don't have to worry about transition moments. Okay, so once again, Will's got the ball, transition, ball turns over. Okay, Will's trying to get through, and that's fair enough. One thing we didn't do in the second half that I would have liked us to do is create more space, create more width. We became very, very direct. At this point in time, it was 2-all down. We kind of got sucked into playing their game. We do that more than what I'd like. Dribbles through. Okay, now at this point in time, they get their eyes up. There's actually nothing doing, really. If you go up front, this guy has the ball there, plays someone through. There's actually nothing doing. There really is nothing doing. We've got Luke here. We've got Zach. Now, Zach doesn't know whether he should step up and control the ball or look after the striker. That creates a problem. Now, this is the whole point to transition moments. Because if we're in possession, it's a different ballgame. But because the ball's transitioned, all of a sudden defenders have to make decisions and they may not make good ones. At this point in time, what we'd wanted was for Zach to be marking this guy and for Max to be the free man. But because it's transitioned, he's got caught out of position. What should have happened in this situation would be Max is the one to go to the ball, and Zach focuses purely on the opposition striker. Because if you look, so at this point in time, the opposition striker has got Zach beat. So he's going to get in behind him because Zach's going towards the ball. We probably want to be dropping in this situation, and you really want to be getting in front of the opposition striker so he can't run through without running over the top of you. And now at this point in time, he's completely lost Zach, and we've got a mismatch. This is what we don't want, because as good a footballer as Max is, okay, Max does not have the toe to compete with this boy in a foot race. This guy's just dribbling. So this is not to dig out Zach to say he did the wrong thing or dig out Max because he did the wrong thing. It's just to say that this is what happens in transition moments, which is why I'm harping on getting us to try to respect and maintain possession. Because if we respect and maintain possession, we wouldn't have conceded two of the goals we conceded today. And if we don't, and if we take those two away, then we don't concede the one at the start of the first half, which was just, honestly, it was just loose passing at the start of the game, okay, which we just don't need. Not a goal we should have conceded. It was a very good finish. But if we refine our game, we don't concede any of those. Like, we don't concede any of those goals. We'll let it roll through. Ball now. This guy, he's just put the afterburners down, and he's just going to smoke Max. Max does the best he can to keep up with him. Can't foul because if he fouls, he's going to be in strife. Now, the only thing I would suggest in this case, Mick, you've retreated way back on your goals, and I'll send you another video. But I think there's an argument that what you do in this situation is you do what's called walk the line. Because if we draw a line from you to the opposition striker, so that's where he is. The problem you've got with him now dribbling in, he's got a lot of the goal to aim at. However, if you're in a position where you can walk the line and make him beat you, okay, you give him less access to the goal, put more pressure on him, and maybe give yourself a chance. It's not a glaring mistake, mate, but it's just something to work on, because you're sitting there, and as it turns out, he almost goes through you. But anyhow, we can avoid all of that if we manage our transitional moments better. So, boys, the summary for me on today's game, I'm actually really proud of that performance. I couldn't be happier, if I'm honest. I thought we did well. I thought we worked hard. I think we do need to stop conceding what I refer to as dog shit goals. Because, all the goals that we conceded today were avoidable. I don't think any of them represented us being outplayed. Yet we worked very hard for our goals, so we just need to button it down at the back. But really good effort. Really happy that we recovered from going from conceding the lead to then going behind and then going behind again, but came back on two separate occasions to come away with a credible draw. But the important thing is we've had a good look at Samford. We know what they've got now. Okay, so we know what they've got, we know what we're up against, and we will have a better plan, and we will be forearmed when we play them next. I will look. I may or may not see you all tomorrow night. I am doing the Monday Academy session tomorrow, but I suspect the fields are going to be really wet, so I'll probably see you on Tuesday. Thanks, boys.